Dreams of a Life, a week away from general release. How does that feel?
Scary. It's like releasing it to the lions in a way.
Releasing it to the lions, really? Even after so many positive screenings?
See, I think there'll be a backlash.
Really?
I think.
Where from?
Well, you see, I wonder if when you hear things are good all the time, that you sort of start to resent it and you start to go and see something and it's never quite as good as expected.
Well, it can get overhyped.
Yeah.
I mean, so there is that worry, I suppose, that people then might come to it that maybe wouldn't have naturally come to it originally, and
get
so
disappointed.
Yeah.
But it is the first film I've ever had released in the cinemas, so it feels very exciting, and it feels like real. I think a 10 cinema London release, and then it'll spread out. But a 10 cinema London release is quite a lot, apparently. For so it just feels like really exciting.
No,
like I'm a proper filmmaker.
It's a proper filmmaker.
Yeah.
It feels really grown up. Feels really grown up. Could you possibly have envisaged 5 years ago that the film would have this kind of response, this kind of reaction?
No, but I always knew I really, really wanted to make it. From the moment I saw the article, all you can know is what you feel, which is what I felt was a real determination. At the beginning, obviously, I didn't know what kind of film it would be, but I wanted to do it. But I didn't want to do it because at that point I thought, oh, people really need to see this. It was more internal, like I need to make this film. Yeah. And I think my thing was always to, I suppose, look at this story and look at how I could tell it. For me, it captivated me, and I never knew it would take 5 years though.
No,
I mean, I'm glad I didn't know that. Now it's over that 5 years. It doesn't feel like long.
Can you imagine the last 5 years without Joyce?
No. You see, I think that something Joyce has done for me as well is sort of shown me how committed I can be to telling a story. And she's also shown me as well that it's very, how important film is. That film isn't just about, oh, I'm a director, aren't I great, or oh, I made this story and it made somebody cry. Film is a privilege to be able to make films, and in that way I'm sort of really glad that they're hard to make and a struggle. I wouldn't want to be kind of the golden person that gets given money, because I think it can corrupt filmmaking and the film. The last 5 years with Joyce has been, because when you're going through it, sometimes you're like, oh, what am I doing, because I'm not making this film. And then I did think, oh, I'll write the book, I'll do a book. So I started to write stuff, because I thought all this stuff in here has to come out, because I'm going to explode or implode or something. So there were points, but I think living with her, which I did in a weird way, isn't it? And all the stuff that comes out of it beyond the film, the stuff with family, the stuff with friends that aren't in it, and all of that has been, I think it's made me probably more, I don't mean responsible in a way, but I probably make calls that I wouldn't make, if you know what I mean, maybe. Yeah. She had a profound effect on all these people that knew her, and and I do think she has on me, and so I have her to thank really, because without her I wouldn't have made this film, but also I think I will make better films because of her, because I've understood something. And I think it is the nature of a film. It's not just about, I have great ideas, I want to get them out there. And it's not about, I have a social issues film. It's not any of that. It's like, film can make us experience life just like music can. And I think Joyce, and what happened to Joyce, because obviously during this whole process we lost, you lost both parents. You got orphaned.
It sounds like we left them in the post office or something and they died.
No, you got orphaned. Both your parents died, and my mum died, and I was orphaned because at that point I didn't have a job. No. But I think during that, what's really interesting is we had kind of personal bereavement.
I think there was a kind of unmentioned bond somehow.
Yeah.
That there was
because we knew how to mention it and how not to mention it, didn't we? And we weren't embarrassed, because you see a lot of people around bereavement are embarrassed and don't quite know what to say or do. But because we were both in it, you just think, what is life for? I suppose it's made me realise that I do want to leave a mark, and I wanted Joyce to leave a mark, because I think as human beings that's all we can offer to some extent. And some people do it by having children, and if you don't have children, then your memory isn't carried on through them. And I don't want children, and I never have, so it's not like...
But this is the second part of that same question, because that, I think, is an analogy that we've used, and I've certainly felt that in the past, that you spend that period making something, you have this intense period nurturing it, and then you let go. It's released and you lose ownership of it. But at some point, Dreams of a Life will become an archive.
Yeah.
It will just, it will go off.
Yeah.
And so, in the same way of not having Joyce for the last 5 years, how do you envisage the future without Joyce?
There'll be the new... There'll be the next film that will be The Obsession. It will just be... I know what I'm not going to do, and what I'm not going to do is worry about what the film will be like I make next.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Do you know what I mean? Because I think that's the
yeah,
pressure when you think, oh, this film seems to be going down quite well. Will I be able to ever do that again? Because it's not a product.
And I honestly
manifestation.
believe out of you're the one person who'll be able to do absolutely wholeheartedly, properly, if you like. Because that's in your makeup. That's your character.
You're just trying to make me cry on camera.
No, I'm not.
I don't cry.
Well, no. All I was going to say was that, in fact, from on behalf of everybody that has been involved, that has got to know you, and has worked on Dreams of Life, just have to say you are an extraordinary person.
No,
it's an extraordinary film.
You can't say more.
No, it's an extraordinary film, and it's a gift.
You can't make me cry. I don't cry.
Well, if I believed in beatification, you'd be out there with you.
No, you're right. You're just trying to make me cry.
No, I'm not.
You're right.
I wouldn't be so cruel.